Hello, legends and super legends. Welcome to Veloharmony Live. We've got lots of good news today, happenings on the channel. I always like to start thanking our newest super legends. Let me pull up the Veloharmony news here. Michael Fernandez, how are you doing? Good morning to you on your end. Good evening on our end here. You're already experiencing tomorrow. I'm trying to pick up the Veloharmony news here. We've got a couple of new super legends. Karim Chihab, a.k.a. Dope Beast from Barcelona, Spain. And Daryl Shanks from Florida, United States. Our newest patron pledges. We appreciate your support. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do all this great stuff we're doing here. Andre from Romania, Transylvania. Good evening. There's not a jacket, my brother. This is a base layer. This is the Rafa Protein Thermal Base Layer. I've got my bib shorts here. I just finished a ride. It was very cold this morning. This spring is here because we have pollen from the live oak trees. All the roads green. You know, it gets on your car if you park outside. So the plants are saying spring is here, but the weather says we're going to give you another dose. So we got a storm this week. Some of you may have heard there were tornadoes in Alabama. Some people lost their property and lives, unfortunately. So we had another dose of cold weather. And yet again, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So it's like we're living in Seattle, Washington here, or Portland, Oregon. So we're experiencing a lot of rain. So I waited till later in the morning and I snuck out around lunch. And that's when I was able to get my ride in. And so I just got back a little while ago, hurriedly picked up my girls and got them settled. And now I'm here. But we got lots of good news. I wanted to welcome our newest patrons. We want to thank you guys. Let's see if Christopher has made it yet. Michael Farzan from Los Angeles, the city of angels. Yeah, no worries, Michael. Don't worry about it. Andre, he says, 1 in the morning there. The vampires are out. Nosferatu is running around. Be careful out there. Get your garlic and everything. And those of you who are into the folklore. Eric Nell from San Diego, California. Michael says winter is here now. Okay, so your summer's over. Paul and I are designing our new kit. Rafa finally released. I got an email that says, since you're one of the people that signed up, get a head start. And so we got in there. Paul and I are still working on it. It's looking really good. I think you guys are going to like it. It had to be a new design, but it was based on the same color scheme. And I'm working within the parameters of their software. Rafa basically allows you to design it. And so I will have to design it, purchase it, and then get it to you guys. But there are a lot of pluses. I'm glad that Christopher Roxbury, he's not here yet. I'm glad he mentioned that, you know, check out the Rafa thing and see, because it's very comparable to what we're spending on the other one. Plus, we have more choices on the customization. There's more flexibility with Rafa. We'll be able to put our logo. I'm having to redesign the logo because their system, the software, they have a separate software for the custom program, which makes sense. That software has a limitation. It cannot handle gradient, fills, and different things. You know, those of you who are techies, you know what I'm talking about. So I've had to redesign the logo and kind of dumb it down. Same styling, but I took out a lot of the features like gradient, fills, and color scheme, and I have to use one color. But once it gets in their system, then we can flip the color. So the plus is that I will be able to put the logo in different spots on the jersey. It's going to go here and on the pockets in the back and also on the arms. And so with their system, wherever I put the logo, let's say if the logo goes against black, and the lettering of the logo is black, the system will allow me to flip the color of the logo at will. So there's a lot of flexibility. So right now, they could not give me what parameters would work. So I leveraged my skills from IT, and I finally got a logo that will work on the system. Looks just like our logo, just the colors will be different. So when it's on the chest, depending on the background color of the jersey, it will be a different color, and so forth and so on. And then we have, I'm putting, get your K's in. It's going to be on the jersey as well. So there's going to be cues from the channel. I think you guys are going to love it. I sent Paul the draft. He's going to come so we can finalize everything. Once it's done now, what I want to talk about is that they gave us, they're starting kind of small, meaning they're providing the ability to get, let me see, let me pull it up so I can be very specific. We can use the flyweight, the custom flyweight jersey is being offered in custom. And then let me go back, shop custom. They're not offering everything right now in custom. I spent a lot of time with them on the phone this morning, and they said that they will leverage other jerseys later, but they have enough for us to get started. So for example, what is available right now, the reason I'm giving this information is those of you who are interested, the expectation is once the design is done, I will present it in a video and show you everything about the jersey. And then I will put it on the website so we can start getting pre-orders. What Rafa has done, Rafa says 5 minimum. Santini wanted 15. So that's a plus because this will allow us to use that design on different kinds of jerseys. So let's say they bring the core jersey later. If somebody's got a smaller budget, we can put the design on that. I see that as a plus. And let's say right now they have the classic jersey and the midweight jersey. So if you live in New York City, where most of your summers are like 80, 85, you might want to consider getting the midweight jersey because it will work from cooler weather to warm weather. Whereas down here, we can use the midweight in spring, fall, winter, and so forth. But in the heat of summer, we need flyweight. So I plan to get flyweight and midweight for me. But I thought that, wow, that's really neat that they have that. And since we don't have to buy 200 jerseys to get a custom per se, I'm going to offer the design in midweight and flyweight. And depending on what people pick, and then I will put the size chart and everything. The jersey will be designed for you. So you will pre-buy and then we'll design it. I have already requested what the lead time is. Nobody seems to know, the people I'm talking to. Because I want to know from the time I pull the trigger, how long will it take before the jersey is in my hands? Because I will only offer priority mail in the US so that you get it in 3 days. Because whatever time they take to design and make the jersey for you, I don't want you waiting too long when it gets here. But they told me that I have to charge sales tax because they're going to be charging me sales tax. When you buy from Rafa, Rafa has a store in Texas. I think they collect sales tax. So the sales tax will be based on Texas sales tax because I'll have to pay sales tax when I make the purchase. But all of that will be on the website when I put the thing out there. But what I'm excited about is we've got midweight, then we've got the classic flyweight. You guys have seen it. I own classic flyweight. It's a good design. And also there's a third jersey they had. It looks like they pulled it out. Product details, midweight. They had a long sleeve arrow jersey that was offered. Don't tell me they removed that. It was there this morning. But I think with those two, let's see here. Then they have accessories like gloves and other things. I will be looking into that. And all of that would go with the design from the jersey that we come up with. I think you will love it. Let's see what I'm trying to see what all they offer. They've got arm warmers, and then they have base layers, protein base layers, protein lightweight. So everything they offer, what I will do is I will go in. They have gilets and other things. So once we get the jerseys rolled out, we'll see how much interest there is in the other stuff. So since we only need 5 orders, if people are interested in gilets and we get four orders or so, we'll get gilets. So I will put everything on the website that will mirror our design, but it's going to be very unique. They will allow us to put Veloharmony on the side. So when you're riding, it will say Veloharmony here. On your back, we're going to have, it all begins with fit, dynamic back fit. Then we have in big letter, get your K's in. And then on the bottom, you have Veloharmony. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I'm very excited, but I want to do the video once Paul and I finalize the design, so I will release it on the channel so you guys can see the jersey in its glory, and then we can kind of get started. So it's going to be cool. I think you will love it. Let's see. Michael's asking if it's a winter jersey. I think I answered that. It's going to be, it's a midweight jersey, which is from cool to warm weather. And you can use it with base layers and if it's colder. So if you look on Rafa's site and look at that midweight jersey, they kind of tell you. But it's really for a jersey from like maybe 7C to like 25C. The midweight jersey is a good range. And then you can wear base layers if you want when it's colder to go with it. And then we'll start with two. We'll have the midweight jersey for cooler to warm weather, and then we'll have the flyweight for very hot weather for the people like here in Florida, Houston, Thailand, wherever that need, you know, in summer. So you have a summer jersey and a winter jersey. This morning they had a long sleeve jersey there. I don't see it up here. I don't know if they pulled it out or not. They're always changing stuff on people. They had a long sleeve Aero jersey that was offered. But the way I plan on doing it, since the minimum is only 5, if you buy up, let's say 100 or 200, of course, the price drops. But based on how we're going to be buying it, it's around 150 bucks for the jersey now. That's kind of what it's looking like. So when you buy, because I don't want to buy too many, because we may have people that just want, you know, the midweight, and we'll buy what people request. And then we may have some people that want the flyweight. So, but the design will be carried over as they bring other jerseys to the custom program, like the core. It will look the same, but it'll be in the core, so that people who have a smaller budget can get a core in our jersey. I like that. They said it's delivered in 8 weeks. Finally, I got the email. It's about time. I called this morning. I've been bugging them. I've been on the phone with them all day. They sent me an email saying, get a head start. And then I started running into all these technical problems with the logos, and they could not handle that. They just weren't ready, in my opinion. The guy's on the phone. I mean, you know. So it says it will be delivered in 8 weeks. So 8 weeks from the time we pull the trigger, that's 2 months. The jersey will be here. And then 3 days from the time I get it, you'll get it, because I'm going to do priority mail. You will have to pay the shipping when you pre-order and all of that. That will be factored in. So it's the jersey price, tax, and shipping. It will be Texas tax, because when I buy it, I'll be paying Texas tax. So it's 8.25%. All of that will be factored in on the site. I'll have that built in when I do that. So 8 weeks. We'll finalize the design this week. We're about 75% complete, and I will do the video so you can see it. And maybe what I will do is I will do a premiere of the video so that I can narrate and walk you through what I'm going to record. I think it will be better, because on this live thing, I can't show my screen. So I will do the video and then do a premiere so I can answer questions or something. I think that would be good to do it that way, even though it's just chat. But let's see here. They're offering that for women as well. So the same, they got midweight for the women that's being offered. And they pulled the long sleeve. They had the long sleeve Aero jersey in there. Now they just left the midweight. Let me see product details. I want to see if they took what, because I called them and asked why they had no protein flyweight on there, and he said that it'll probably be coming later. But the one that I'm customizing right now is the flyweight, the classic flyweight, which is lightweight for summer, and I will do both flyweight and midweight. So hopefully that clears it up. Yeah, Chris is here now. Chris, I hope you heard some of that. The Rafa Custom program is live. I got the email to get in there. Andre wants to know, can he order from the EU? Yes, you will be able to order from the EU, but what I will do for you guys in the EU, the shipping's kind of ridiculous. So if you're patient, I would prefer that you don't pay for priority mail shipping, which would be like $30-some. It's kind of ridiculous. as opposed to what I can do economy shipping with our, in England, they call it Royal Mail. We call it USPS here. Those guys, I will find out, and the European Union, I will find out what the average, I will go to their site and find out what the rates are. But I want people to be able to order everything. I just wanted you guys to know that it will take 8 weeks from the time we make the purchase for me to receive it. So that's 2 months, and then I can get it out to people. The people in the US can get it in 3 days because I will do the priority mail shipping. It's like $8.95 for shipping within the US. The guys in the EU, I don't want to do priority mail international. It's just too high. You end up paying a high percentage of the value of the jersey. So I will find out what the least expensive range is for the prices. I have access to your address, Andre, so I will do some calculations and see what would be reasonable to offer when you guys buy from the EU. Because on the website, when you go to purchase, it will allow you, if you're not in the US, to do the shipping and all of that. So that way it will be in there because I have the system tied into their rates. So yes, this is available worldwide. And the reason we're doing pre-order is Rafa needs the money up front before they even cut the fabric. But for them to do it in 8 weeks, that's very impressive. And you will get to see what it will look like long before I even put the thing on the website. When I do the premiere, you will see the jersey in its glory. You will see the customization process because I will record that. I want to show you how we got it together, and then I will show you the final product and move it around. And I have to be in the custom program to do that. You know, only I have access to that so that you can see what we put in there. You're going to like it. So Paul and I will finalize it by the end of this week and try to get it out there. And while we're doing that, I want to kind of get the website to reflect the things that are on there. The slowdown, I started this morning at 8 o'clock. And so I made a lot of progress, but I need Paul's input to finalize everything. And then we'll present it to you guys. I think you're going to love it. And then I think I got the idea from Paul about get your K's in. I showed it to him and I moved. You're going to like that. It's going to be things that are unique to the channel. So when you're out there writing your stuff, it's like a story that people will not be privy to if they're not here. You know, so I thought that would be cool. Get your K's in. It's on the back, you know, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's go back to the beginning, see if I missed anything. Let's go here. The tornado passed a few miles from our home. Jeffrey, I'm glad that you're okay, Jeffrey. I've been following. There were quite a few lives that were taken. Some people were actually in the storm. There was a guy at I think a business, like a store, and he ended up standing by a concrete block. And he believed that's what saved his life. He had some cuts and stuff. So it was pretty devastating. I mean, there are homes that were completely gone. So yeah, that was something. It's just some fast-moving storm. And I think the Northeast got a taste of that. Like it brought a lot of snow and then some rain, and then it was done the next day. So it's one of those things. Robert, welcome. So let's see here. Chris Barron said he designed a custom kit using Rafa, and it looks amazing. Yeah, I'm using our Veloharmony colors, and so I designed it in a manner to where you will be able to just use it with black shorts. I did not want to design a team short. It's not necessary. The way I designed the jersey, not only is it hip, but it's low maintenance. And it just has a classic lines, old school, but just beautiful. I think you guys will love it. And I want to put the logo. That's why I'm spending the time. I took the original logo file and I'm redesigning it to work with their system. I was able to get one loaded successfully because I had to take off a lot. I had to make certain things transparent. There's a lot of things you have to do in the original file for them to accept it. And our logo that we use on the channel is very robust. And so they would not accept that file. The system would not accept it. So I dumbed it down and was able to get it in there. But I'm not 100% happy. Once I get it working, what's cool about it, and those of you who came later, is that if I put it on a black background, the letters are black, their system will let me change the color of the logo like that. I like that. So I will use the same logo file and put them all over the jerseys in different spots on the arms. It's going to be really neat. I think you guys will love it. Let's see. Lead time is 8 weeks to the UK anyway. Yeah, it's 8 weeks everywhere. That's what they said. I just got an email from them, and it looks like they're going to, he said they were going to load it on the site, the lead time. The program is so new. When they sent me the email, I think it came like 2 in the morning. They said, because you signed up early, get a head start, you know, and get your kit order. I'm like, there's no rush. I mean, you know, but it was supposed to come out, I believe, the 7th. So today's the 6th. And so it was like a day early. You know, I don't really, there's no rush on that thing. But I just went and got in there to learn their software. It's pretty easy. They got a lot of crazy choices like polka dot and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, you know, and this is, you know, this is like classic, you know, old school Merc style kind of stuff. You know, Jacques Anquetil. You know, when you're moving down the road, it's going to be like, man, it's a jersey that will pop. They'll give you the choice of socks to use with it. And that will be up to you, but you'll have a choice. But I designed it to where it will work with all your black shorts. No worries. You don't need shorts. It's just going to be a jersey. And it will look like a kit. That's just the way I did the color scheme, to where from a distance it would look like it's all like a skin suit per se. It's really neat. Let's see here. Paul may not be here yet. Paul's busy. There's a lot of stuff going on, and this time doesn't always work for him, so he may not be able to come on board. We have one of our super legends, I think Marcus Chestnut, that may be coming to the Houston area. I made a note to do some research. He wants to rent a bike, and the local shops here, they charge a lot for just for 1 day rental. It just seems to be kind of high, and I'm trying to shop around for him to see if there's something better. There may not be. You know, he wants to rent a bike and meet us and ride with us, and I'm very flattered, and so I'm gonna try to see if Paul can make it. I have not mentioned it to Paul yet, because what I'm doing is finding him a place he can rent a bike where he's not going to pay so much. I had another guy who came from Afghanistan that rented a bike. It was like $100 and some just for 1 day. And I was like, man, it should be like $50. You know, didn't use it that long. So, but that's just me. I have a different pricing structure. So hopefully I don't know. I'm hoping I call a lot of the shops that not everybody rents. The Bike Barn does. And I guess that's why they can charge what they want. So he may be stuck with that, but I'm looking forward to meeting him. I'm trying to move my schedule around, give him some options. He's going to be here during the week next week. Next week is spring break. So the kids are out of school. So I'm trying to move things around to be able to give him some days when, hey, maybe we can meet at this time, that kind of stuff. The north of Toronto. Okay, Tony T. Yeah, Tony, what I'll do is once I do the premiere and we'll do all of that, the website will be ready, and once we get 5, I'll place the order, because that's the minimum. And so yeah, we're not going to be waiting on other people who are not sure. The minimum is 5. That's for Rafa to do custom, which I think is low. Santini wants 15. Other people want 50. So I'm very impressed with Rafa. Now, if you buy 200, they'll sell it to you at 115. Well, because you're buying 10 or 5, they want 155 or something like that. So, you know, but I just like the fact that with the lower minimums, we will be able to take advantage of different jerseys. So as they bring other jerseys, I will mention it here. If people want like a different style, like they had a long sleeve jersey on there this morning. I don't see it. I don't know if they moved it or not. Let's see. Let me go to their site. They offered, let's see, protein midweight. The protein midweight jersey is offered. And then we have the classic flyweight jersey. So I'm doing the Pro Team midweight jersey. If you want to know about the Pro Team midweight jersey, like what's his name, Michael was asking, just go to Rafa and search on Pro Team midweight jersey. They'll tell you what temperature ranges are for. And that will familiarize you with the sizing. Because even though I'm going to put the size chart there, you don't have to wait. You can find out what you're interested in. So we're going to be offering Pro Team midweight, classic flyweight at this point. So you can go check that out, know your sizing, whatever. When I put it on the website, the same size charts will be there. But this will let you know the flyweight is for summer, and I will state that. The midweight is for cool, I would say maybe 7C and up to maybe 25C. You can use that in that range. Cooler than 7C, you put on base layers, arm warmers, all that good stuff. Even at 7C, you got to wear arm warmers. But the midweight is the standard jersey they offer. So Pro Team midweight and classic flyweight is what they're offering. I saw another one. Here we go. They have the Pro Team long sleeve Aero jersey for men and women being offered. The Pro Team long sleeve Aero jersey is really not for very super cold weather. I mean, you'd have to wear long sleeve base layer under it, but it's basically an Aero jersey. So everything they're offering in the custom, I will put it on the website in our colors. So once we get 5 orders in each of those or any of those, we order that for those people because you would pick your size, you will pay, and they will make it for you because I will order what you order. So you need to know your size because you can't return it. So you need to be sure. If you have questions, I will put it on there. If you have questions about sizing, I have no problem answering some of your questions. But it's pretty straightforward. Those of you who have bought other Rafa stuff, it's the same. The sizing's the same. So I'm going to offer, as they bring more things out there, I will put it on our website as well in our colors for those who might be interested. That is why I love that it's only 5 minimum. So if we only get 5 people that want Aero jersey, at least they'll get that. So if they start doing jackets and other things in our colors, I will put it out there. We get 5, we order that instead of the other people who want you to buy 50 of something. So I was like, wow, this is a nice, these are cyclists. The way that I like the way they think because I'd much rather spend a little more and not have to be stuck with one style of jersey. When they put the core there, I'm going to put our colors on the core so that people who want to spend less or got a tighter budget can get our colors in the core line. So I'm just going to be watching the custom. That's why I signed us up. So it's on my account on Rafa. When I go there, I can go in now and see whatever jerseys I've designed. I can go in and see it and clone it and make it in the Aero or whatever else. So it's going to be a nice thing. So they're offering. I talked to them on the phone and he said they're going to be bringing other things. But for now, there are 3 jerseys being offered. The Aero jersey, the flyweight, and the midweight. The Pro Team mid. So only 2 Pro Team and 1 classic. Classic flyweight fits really well. I own a bunch of them and I like them. The pockets are raised when you load them up. So, and they're doing them for men and women. So if we get orders for women, I'll put the colors on the woman's stuff. We don't have a lot of women that follow us. We got a few, but if we get 5, and so when I do the website, I will get all of the stuff out there for men and women on the website because we need to make sure we accommodate them. It will be in our colors. So anyway, let's come back to, yeah, Robert, the VH gloves are here. Go to the website. You can see on the website, go there. The quantities are correct. I kept them updated. And then down the road, Rafa is offering accessories. So our next set of gloves, we'll get them from Rafa. I got to get into the accessories. We're starting with the thing where we're going to just go. We're moving everything to Rafa, but I'm trying to keep the scheme thing. So, yeah, Robert, it's out there. Let's see here. Have you had, this is John Demps. Have you had experiences with Cell Italia saddles versus Cell SMP saddles? If so, which one? I'm going to say, I think he meant one has provided a more comfortable ride. I prefer the Cell SMP. I have used the Cell Italia saddles when I used to race, and they were fine. Cell Italia made all kinds of saddle. I don't know if they were the ones that made the flight saddle back in the day. Yeah, I like Cell SMP right now. I use the Cell SMP Dynamic. That's what I use. And so it suits me fine. I can ride either one, but I would pick the SMP over the Cell Italia saddles. Noah Sanchez. I got to get my K's in. Yeah, I already got my K's in. Plastic spoke protectors. What are you protecting the spokes from, Stephen? Never had a need to protect the spokes. That's just something else someone's selling you. What problem are you trying to correct, Stephen? Go ahead and put some details on there. Don't buy things you don't need. I don't know why you would need to protect the spokes. What are you protecting your spokes from? I just have the spokes on the wheel and I ride them. I don't protect them from anything. Dev Miller, greetings from California, just checking in. The cost of the jersey. The jersey will be $155, Dev, and you'd have to pay the 8%. They're going to charge, I have to buy the bulk, and they'll charge me Texas sales tax, which is 8.25%. I will put that on the pricing when I put it on the website. So let's see. Let me do the math. And then depending, if you're in the US, I will put standard shipping. The shipping choices will be there for those in the US and in the UK. You need to pick your shipping because it will need to be sent to you. But all the US people, I would recommend that they do priority mail because I think it's like $8.95 or something like that, which is reasonable within the contiguous US. The EU guys and stuff might want to do standard USPS shipping international. And that's on the website for things that we sell now. And so you'll be able to calculate your shipping. But the 0.0825, the sales tax, is $12.78 if I calculated it correctly. It's 8.25%. I have to pay that. Everything I buy from Rafa, they charge sales tax. And I'm sure those of you who have purchased from Rafa, they charge, because if Rafa has a presence in your state, they charge you sales tax, and they do in Texas. So I have to collect that because I'll have to pay that when I make the purchase. So yeah, it will be let's see which one is this. That's for the classic flyweight is 155. The protein midweight is 170. And I will put both of those on there. And then the Aero jersey says 205. The Protein Aero long sleeve. Everything they're offering, I will present them in our colors. Once we get 5 orders, I'll pull the trigger. And as they bring more things, I will present them on the website, do a video about it, I'll talk about it here so you guys are aware of it. And then I will start looking at their gloves and other stuff to put our colors on it. But before we get to that point, by the end of this week, I'm hoping we'll finalize the design. When I'm finished with this, sometime tonight, I want to get the logo loaded because Paulie Lunga is going to come by so we can sit down, and I need another set of eyes. He has real good aesthetics. I want him to look at things. He's already seen the rough draft, but I need him to make the final, because when you're close to something, you need another set of eyes. So that's what we're going to finalize, and then we'll present it to you guys. And, we'll get feedback, of course, and then before we go ahead and get started with this. But I'm excited. It's so much more flexible. The design, they give you so many more spots on the jersey to put stuff. So we've got our phrase, get your K's in. I put that on there. And I'm going to ask him, should we do something like get those doctors fired? I don't know, get those doctors fired somewhere. I don't know. But I think get your K's in is on the back. You'll like where it is. And then we talked about it all begins with fit. That's on there too. So all the things that are here, it's on there. So it's going to be like our little secret. So when you put on the jersey, it will be like a story that you have to be connected to the channel to do. And I thought that would be kind of cool. So I'm taking things that we do here and I'm going to put it on the jersey nice and aesthetically. The front will just have our logo and then the Rafa thing. Then on the back, we'll have 2 things on the pocket from us. And the middle says Rafa Custom. The same thing here, it says Rafa Custom. So you'll like it. We'll do something. I'll do a premiere. When I do that, we'll get to chat about it. So it's exciting. I'm excited. So I started at 8:30 this morning, and I ended up working on it. Since it was cold in the morning, I did my work early, and then I snuck out at lunch to get I got a couple of hours in, I think, something like that. All right, let's see here. Jeffrey Davis, I got my Philwood grease this week. Very good recommendation. Yeah, I use it. I don't recommend anything I don't use. I mean, I haven't read up, and I'm sure. I use Philwood grease, and it will last a long time. The one I have is years, probably more than 7 years old. I mean, how much of it do you really use? It's in the little green tube. Philwood, that grease been around forever. Back in the day, we used it when we had little ball bearings, the little circular ones you mess with. They work really well. I still have it, you know. Yeah. Now they've got like I think Polylube 1000 from what's those guys? The blue guys. What's their name? The expensive boys. For some reason I can't remember their name. Park 2. They're expensive, but they make good stuff. So you buy it one time, you're done. You're covered. They make good stuff. They got good tools. I got a lot of their tools. MREOPE34. How you doing? How you doing? Robert said he just ordered a Pro Gold today, Jeff. Yeah, I have the Pro Gold in the refill. And so once I got the small one, I just ordered a refill from Amazon. I have a little funnel. I just pour it in there when it's low. It really works well. It keeps your chain clean. Andre Euphilian at John Dems. I can change my Salitalia week with physique, and after 8, the physique is not all depend on the fit. So should we place the order 9? Okay, guys. No, Tony, you can't. Don't place the order now. What I want to do is, I know you say you got it, but maybe somebody else missed it. What I want to do, I want to put the jerseys. There are 3 jerseys they offer. I want to put them out there because somebody may want the Aero jersey. Somebody else may want the midweight, and somebody else may want the flyweight. That's 3 that they have now. I want to get them on the website. And then I will keep monitoring. They bring the core. I'm going to be bugging them. I called them this morning. I'm like, we need stuff that's less expensive. Not everybody wants to pay $155 for a jersey. So what about the core? And he's like, well, you know, they're just starting out. So hopefully they'll bring other stuff. And then I told him, you know, they have a pro team. Those of you who follow Rafa real deeply like I do, they have a pro team flyweight jersey that is different than that classic flyweight that we're getting, meaning the fabric is like a honeycomb. It's really cool. I have the white one. I bought that a year ago. Those of you who follow the videos from the rides, I wore it. It's very good in the heat. It has a honeycomb design. They have that. They are not offering it, but when they do, it will be in our colors as well. So that's why I told him, I say, you know, summer's coming for us. Florida, Texas, all these places, we get hot. And so he's like, yeah, you know, we got a lot of people calling, but we just started today with these 3. So as they come out, I will just put them out there. And that was why I was pushing where I like the idea that 5 is the minimum, because that will allow people to now, if you get, we get 5 orders for something, we just order that. We don't have to buy 15 of one. So I like that flexibility. Yeah, so it's going to be great. You guys will love the design. It's very classic. It's something you won't get tired of. Very practical, and will go with your black shorts. I didn't want people to have to buy shorts. It's going to work. Yeah, let's see here. What is the best advice to clean white taped handlebars? Yeah, it depends on the material. I'm laughing because that's why I use black tape. When we used to race, they would put white tape on there, but we had a mechanic who did that, and the bike shops were supplying us. We had a bike shop that sponsored us, so they gave us stuff. Yes, it gets dirty, and if it's made of a synthetic, then I will use Simple Green on a rag. You know, Simple Green you can get in concentrated in gallon and then mix 3-to-1 water and use something like that to clean it. But you have to clean it often. That's the thing. Now they have the new, what's this company that makes this synthetic? I think it's Physique. Physique has like a really thin tape, and based on the material, it does not get dirty easily. There's some of them out there, but yeah, that's why I just have black tape. Doesn't mean I don't clean my tape. I wipe it, but it doesn't show everything like the white will, you know. So yeah, Just use any kind of cleaner, simple green or diluted citrus degreaser, if you've got a lot of grease and stuff on there, on a rag, and wipe in the direction of the wrapping. Whatever direction the person wrapped it in, wipe in that direction so you don't loosen your tape. I'm not sure what you mean by replica saddles. MRE. I'm not sure what you mean by replica saddles. What brand are you talking about? Replica sounds like a copy. What are they copying? Saddles are very personal. Find a saddle that fits your anatomy and stick with that. Riders don't change saddles very easily. I know I don't. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you're talking about. He says you get them. Stephen Hall is saying, let me go back. Plastic. Okay, got you. I know what they are now. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Stephen Hall, no problem. You get them on the rear wheel of a brand new bike. I bought the Campagnolo Zonda C17. Didn't come with them. Yes, because Campy, the wheels that you'll buy from the factory-made wheels for higher-end bikes don't come with those so-called spoke protectors. You're not going to have your chain coming off if your derailleur limits are set correctly. That's the key. Those chain protectors, spoke protectors, what they are is that if the limit on your low side of the rear derailleur is set to where it allows your shifter to go too far, then your chain can get jammed between your cassette or your last gear and the spoke, and it can damage your spoke. It can break it, and it can end your ride. So it's not necessary to have it on there. It's just a nice to have. And anybody in the know, that's the first thing they cut off. With scissors, get that sucker out of there. There's no reason for it to be there. And just make sure that your limit adjuster on the rear derailleur is set to where you cannot shift to where the derailleur even touches the spokes, or if you push it with your hand when it touches the spokes. So you don't need it. You don't need it on there to get rid of it. I wouldn't be buying one. No, you don't need it. If it's on there, it's not necessary. You take that off. In other words, it makes you look like a newbie. Let's put it that way. If it's on there. Other riders will be like, okay, maybe he's new or he just got the bike or whatever. Yeah. People in the know don't like that on there. It's not a big deal one way or another, but yeah, it's not necessary. Just make sure even with that, make sure your adjuster for that derailleur, your limit screw is set correctly. Hope this helps you. Don't spend any money on buying it. No. If it didn't come with it, that's good. Roxit 12. Rafa was bought out by the Walmart heirs, I believe. I like their new inclusivity campaign. Yeah, it's an investment. Okay, so the people running Walmart are running a business. That's why they're successful. They didn't buy Rafa because Rafa was doing poorly. They bought Rafa because they figured they could make money from Rafa. And then the guy who running Rafa, Simon Mottram, and then felt like the new inflow of cash would give them the opportunity to probably do what they're doing here with this custom stuff. Because what blows my mind is that they can allow you to only order 5. You guys know we already have a team kit. We looked at all kinds of companies, and most of them wanted anywhere from 30 and up. We went with Santini because Santini was the lowest at 15. You had to get 15. And that stuff adds up, So for Rafa to come in at 5, I was like, wow, I'm blown away. And I've already explained why I like the low numbers. I don't want to just order midweight jersey, And then in their program, they allow you to order a sample if you want. I'm not going to bother. I already know their product. A sample is for people who don't know the Rafa product. I own every jersey style that they're offering over there, except for that Aero long sleeve jersey that they have. I've tried the Aero long sleeve jersey, but at the time I didn't feel like I was going to use it that much. It's for cool. It's cool. It's for cool weather for the most part. They call it Aero, but you can't wear that in the summer. It just be too hot. So for our part of the world, that's why I didn't invest in that. But I know they're fit and everything. I know what works. And so I'm not doing any samples because they'll let you order samples. We're just going to order, you know, once we get the design nailed down. So yeah, I like the direction they're going in. I've always liked their products. I found Rafa in 2012, and the funny thing is, I found Rafa based on a negative comment that I saw online from people that hate Rafa, and I was like, why would somebody just hate a company that makes products? And they just hated it. Somebody had made the comment that they were going to, I may have mentioned it a long time ago on the channel. What I was reading was a forum. I always do when I'm looking up stuff, I'm researching stuff, kind of like the guys asking questions about the spoke protector and so forth. If I'm looking up something, you get results that take you to a bike forum. And in that forum, somebody has said that they're going to go out of their way to drop somebody who's wearing Rafa. At the time, I didn't know who Rafa was. So I just typed Rafa on Google, went and found that. And the first thing I bought were their bib shorts. So I thanked that guy. So his negative comment got me to find Rafa because I wanted to see why you want to drop somebody who's wearing a particular brand. And I found Rafa. I read about their history and the story of the owner and why he started it, because he was tired of those gaudy advertising written jersey that we were forced to use. And that's how I found Rafa. So, you know, love it or hate it, they make good stuff. I'm glad they're out there. I like their stuff. I think it's just really neat, you know. And, you know, it's just kind of like, and now here it is with this custom. They've blown everybody out of the way. They've made it, you use the right word, inclusivity. They've made it so easy to do this custom stuff. Because I've been waiting with bated breath about the custom. I registered, but I didn't know what they were going to require. I had mentioned that. And this morning, they put everything on there. I was like, 5 minimum? I'm in. you know, I mean, it was like, okay. So it gives us more choices. So that if some of you guys want flyweight, you get that. You want midweight, get that. You know, and then as the other ones come, I will put them on the website so people can, because all we need is 5. Once we get 5, we get it. And I'll put that on, all the information, I'll put it on the website, let them know. So once we get 5 orders, we'll order it, get it for you. You know, and now's the time to do it, because in April or so, all the teams and other people will be ordering stuff. I saw some of the ad when you go to the site on Rafa, they're introducing the custom. It's on there now, and some of the teams that order stuff, I was like, this is the best design you guys could come up with. I mean, I'm not trying to be what's the word, hoity-toity, but man, some of the customs they need to put, when our kit comes out, they should put it out there in the ad thing, because some of the kids that these guys have ordered, like, come on, man, you guys couldn't do better than that. You know, I mean, it's on Rafa, but the designs are like kind of cheesy. I'm like, One of them says fast on the jersey. All right. You wear a jersey that says fast and you get dropped? That's kind of embarrassing. But those of you who went there, there's a team. And the colors are like red, orange. It was just crazy looking, and it says fast. That's a lot of pressure to be riding around with a jersey that says fast. Yeah, smart aleck, Michael. Yeah, but think about it. I don't want a jersey that says fast. Now, what happened when you're not fast that day? What do? You can't live up to that. Yeah, Andre, the Discord channel has been set up. It's really for chatting. Since we started the live thing here, we don't really use it. It's something that Patreon leveraged. So I went ahead and set up stuff in there when I'm actually working with people one-on-one that don't have access to Skype or FaceTime. Then I usually have them, you know, hook up with me on the Discord channel when I'm dealing with people one-on-one. A lot of times when I'm doing remote fit and different things. So we don't spend a lot of time on Discord. But it's just another way. They're trying to compete with Skype and other things. It's another way to communicate, especially with people who are in the EU and other places where you can save a lot of money using these other programs. Michael said, then you wear the jersey that says slow. Yeah, well, the jersey said fast. I guess they have two of them. I don't know, but that's a lot of pressure, Michael. I don't want a jersey that says fast. No. So that was just, I saw that. I was like, I don't know about all that. So yeah, that's the thing. That was too much pressure. When I saw that, I shook my head. I said, no, the guys who are fast, they don't advertise. That's the thing. I was like, I shook my head. I was like, because you're not going to be fast all the time. What if you're having a rough day and you got your jersey says fast on the chest? So it's there. I don't know what team it is, but some people have already gotten customs, I guess, or maybe they just did a promotion. But when you go to Rafa.cc and you click on custom, that's kind of what you get, And so the pricing, we're taking the top pricing because we're not buying 200. They have these ranges, like you buy a lot of numbers and they bring the prices down. And so it's like, I don't want to stock up on Rafa inventory. That's why we're doing the pre-orders. Yeah, but they've got accessories. They've got the bib shorts. We're not going to be doing it. Our design will accommodate black shorts for now, unless people want bib shorts, but I don't believe it's necessary. So we're doing jerseys, and then they've got accessories that we'll look into. I'm sure that it's like, let's see if I click on it. They've got lightweight arm warmers, sleeveless base layers, the gilet, and let's see, they got it for men and women, and then they have the lightweight gilet as well. So those are the things. What I will do is everything they're offering, I will design them in our colors and roll them out on the website. And that's the reason why I'm encouraging people to focus on just pick what you want, because we're not trying to get 50 of anything. So if you want this one and we get 5 orders, we pull that. And that way people can pick what they want, but it would be nice to have arm warmers that match the Rafa styling. So, but we'll be doing that much later. We still have our current gloves, which will go with the color scheme very well. So yeah, I like what they're doing now. I'm happy that they rolled this out. So much more robust than any of the other custom programs I investigated. Plus, it's direct to us. The other guys, I had to go through a distributor in Arizona. This is direct. Cut out the middleman. So there's no cost to pass on to you guys other than what you're paying for the jersey and your shipping and then the tax that they charge. They charge sales tax. So it's going to be based on the 8.25% tax that they charge in Texas or Houston anyway. That's what they charge. So that's it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Randy says you say fast on the back. It's still a lot of pressure, man. It's like, I don't know what the idea was behind that. Maybe it was just done for the Rafa promotion. I don't know if it's a real team, but there are a bunch of people with the jersey, the Rafa kit that said fast, and it was a custom. They've got that. They run a little film. You know how Rafa is. You go to that site, they got a film, and that's what was in there. I just smiled. I was like, man, I don't ride fast all the time. I don't want a jersey that says fast. Let's see. Okay, so he says MREOPE says it's a saddle. He's talking about this, the replica. He says a saddle called Buy Saddle on Amazon, and it adjusts very wide to release the pressure under your balls. That's what he says. The cost is $299. It resembles the ISM saddle, but you can adjust. It's going to be expensive. I don't know why you need anything special to adjust. You need a saddle that fits you, because you're not supposed to sit on your balls. You're supposed to sit on your sit bones, the ischiopubic rhombus, the bottom of your hip bones. The 2 bones that you sit on. You're not supposed to sit on your soft tissue. So that tells me you're trying to solve a problem that with something that won't fix that problem. You're sitting wrong. You shouldn't be sitting on your soft tissue. You'd be sitting on the bottom of your hip bones. That's why they call them sit bones. There are 2 bones you sit on, and that suspends you, and then you just ride. So You're sitting on the wrong part of your anatomy. That's, yeah. So I wouldn't recommend you wasting $299. You take that $299 and go get a fit. That will solve that problem. Rodolfo Ramirez, welcome. Hey, Paul made it. Paul, I was just telling everybody, I just told everybody about the Rafa Custom and that you and I will be finalizing the design, and then I will do a premiere where I record the screen like I told you with the design and everything. I spent, after we talked this morning, I spent time changing the logo because the system has restrictions on, it can't handle our current logo because it's too robust. So I kind of dumbed it down. I got a sample logo to get through the system because they couldn't tell me why it was being rejected. The error message just said, unexpected error. Please try later. Yeah, that's a clue. And so I finally figured out that they couldn't handle the what they call gradient fill on our logo, where the orange color is filled when we're designing it. The system does not want that. And then it said you can only have 3 colors. So it was counting the gradient fill as multicolor. And so I changed it, dumbed it down, loaded something, it's okay. But what I did find, Paul, is that once we get the logo on there, depending on where it is on the jersey, we can flip the colors at will to get it to stand out. So that's a plus. And so I just mentioned everything to the guys, and I got to get the website ready for the jerseys that they're bringing out. People are excited. People are going to pre-buy. So I explained to everybody that the jerseys they're offering will be on the website, so that once we get 5 of something, we'll place an order. We're not going to be waiting. 5 is the magic number. We'll place an order. Get another 5, place another order. And if people want to get midweight, it will be there. They want to get the classic fly, will be there. Then they're offering the Aero jersey, that'll be there. Then they're offering accessories that we'll do later. And we'll just be rolling them out. When they start bringing other things, I talked to them. They're not sure when, but they're going to be bringing out protein. You know, the protein flyweight is completely different with those little things in there. Everything they bring out for custom, will offer it because we just need 5. So we're going to be paying the top price because we're not buying 50 or 200. They have these ranges that they offer, which is just crazy. I want us to have more flexibility. So people are excited about it, but I think they'll be even more excited when they see the design that you saw and that you're going to help finalize. So they haven't seen that, but once we're done, they will. So I explained to them that you and I would get together and finalize the design. So I just bring you up to speed. Gordon Mendoza, probably inspiring themselves to get fast. Yeah, I was talking about the custom jersey. Somebody has a custom jersey on the Rafa site on their little promo, and it says fast. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. So Rodolfo Ramirez says, nice to watch your last ride video you make, learning, very entertaining, proud to be part of Veloharmony. Well, thank you. I mean, this is the reason I believe, I think Robert Tengler put it best. I showed his message to my wife, and she kind of got teary-eyed. My wife wears her emotions on her sleeve, like my 7-year-old. And because Robert said that, Robert made a comment about why he supports Veloharmony. When we did the ride on Strava, Robert put a comment on Strava, so I showed it to my wife, and she almost started crying. I'm like, it's just a message. He says, Robert basically said that with the dedication and so forth, and that's why I'm paraphrasing, and that's why I made the right decision to support Veloharmony. When I have a lot of pressure on myself per se, meaning that I raced for a long time, then I got away from it, became a rat in the rat race, and then my health took a dive, and then I got back out of the rat race to focus on my health, and then my friend Paul suggested this channel, and so when I started 2 years ago, my logic had always been I can't tell somebody to get in shape if I'm not in shape. So I started riding more and more getting towards I used to ride when I raced, just to stay fit, you know. And then we started finding different groups and different things. We started finding people that would come to the channel. So because of the channel has taken my riding to the next level. I was riding, but not as much until I started the channel, because logically it made sense to me. I've said it here before. if somebody tells you that they can help you lose weight and they're overweight, you're not likely to listen to that person, because it's kind of like the saying that if you want to be successful, you hang around successful people. You're not going to be successful hanging around failures. It's the same thing. So it just didn't make sense. I didn't feel comfortable that I can, because I started getting people I was coaching or whatever, and I felt like I need to lead by example, meaning that instead of just coming and talking about it in the studio, I wanted to show it. And so those rides came about because I wanted to not be stuck making videos talking about everything. I wanted you guys to see it as I spoke about it. So it's not accidental that we're doing the narration. The reason it's entertaining is I'm just being me, meaning that good or bad, whatever I see, my reaction to it is what you're experiencing when you hear the narration. That's why you're entertained. Because sometimes I'm sure I say things that may rub certain people the wrong way, but I'm sure sometimes I say things that we all want to say, like the stuff with Michael, because my wife saw it and she's like, isn't Michael going to get upset? I don't really care. I say it's more upsetting to be on a ride and Michael get hit by a car. That's going to ruin our ride. You know what I'm talking about. Nobody wants to be part of a tragedy. So the reason I'm bugging him is he acts like it's no big deal what he's done because no one in their group has said anything to him. He continues to do it. And I want him to know it's not cool. So don't come tell me to be careful and you're reckless. Just be quiet. Acknowledge that you're doing something. He has not even acknowledged or even said, oh, man, I'm sorry. You guys know. If you do something that's not cool or whatever, oh, yeah, man, sorry, man. That's not, I didn't mean to do it. None of that. He has not even acknowledged that he's doing something wrong. He's ignored the fact that everybody's been telling him that he's doing something wrong. He's just ignored it. So that got under my little skin. I made it a point that I'm going to shut him up every time he tries to be Mr. Careful about the rain and it's wet. Be careful when you're turning. I said, that's what it's entertaining. I'm just being myself. And I'm glad that you're learning from it because it really saves a lot of people are apprehensive about riding in a group. But now you see it, you hear it, you see it executed. So when you go to a group ride, you've been there, done that. You've seen it. I didn't just talk about it in the studio. So no, it works. That's great. Yeah, we're getting a lot more views consistently, but it's easy to do because I am just speaking what's on my mind. I don't have a script. I run the film and I edit and I just narrate. I just say, this is what was going on. This is what I was thinking about. This is what I think this person was doing and so forth and so on. So it's easy to do. And I'm glad that it's helping all of you. We enjoy it. I watch this stuff, guys. I cannot stress enough that when I work on the film, there are pieces. It's like you're baking a cake. And then the premiere, the cake has come out of the oven. So for me, it's new too. So during the premiere, I don't do a lot of chatting. When people ask for stuff, I give them links and whatever. I get back. I want to watch that stuff. After the premiere, I'll watch it again. Because there's a lot of interruptions. I want to watch that stuff. I've watched it 4 times since Monday. So when I'm in the kitchen, I play it on the TV. I'm watching that stuff because I can learn certain things. I learned maybe I made a mistake there. Maybe that's not what this person meant. And then I learned from that for the next one. So yeah, I love doing that. I'm sure you can tell. That's probably why you enjoy it. Yeah, it's just, so yeah, there's more to come. That's what we do. It's easy. It's a labor of love. It does involve a lot of time, but all good things require time. Michael said the master legend practices what he preaches. Yeah, I mean, it's like lead by example, man. That's my issue with Michael. Don't tell me to be safe or careful, and you're reckless, and you have not even acknowledged that you are taking risks, and there's no reason for it. We love riding our bike. What's the rush? I'm not late for anything when I get on my bike. I decide I'm going to ride for a couple of hours, so if I have to wait a few minutes for something, not a big deal. So no, there's no reason for it. That's what I don't want to be on a ride and somebody gets hurt or hit by a car. That I don't want to see that or experience that. That's my issue with Michael. And he doesn't seem to care about that. So it bugs me. It's like, I don't want to be around. You know, he's got a family. We all, you know, it just when you're around bad things, it affects you, even if you don't know the person. I don't want to be around it. I don't want it to happen. That's my reason for bugging him. So some people probably think, oh, why you don't know? That's my reason. So he gonna ride with us. He needs to be safe. He's making all of us look bad. All of us, all cyclists. He's making all of us look bad. I take that personally. Michael said, Michael Fernandez from the land down under, he said, I must thank the channel for my personal weight loss. Excellent. And my fitness. Hats up to you guys. You're the best. That's good, man. That's great to know. That's great to know. Yeah, you're gonna just be active, man. I'm telling you. You know, high blood pressure, hypertension. That's a list of diseases we get when we don't use our engine. We just get it by sitting around. There are parts of the world where people don't have heart disease as number one. You know, where they walk everywhere or whatever, you know. Like there are parts of the world where if you tell somebody I'm going walking, they will laugh at you. You know, in the U.S., I'm going for a walk. That's supposed to be leisure. There are parts of the world where people just walk everywhere. We walk to the store. So nobody goes walking. You just go to the store. So because of the lifestyle here, you gotta get out and move and use your body. Yeah, Michael, wait for the kit, man. You can just get one or two pieces and get some socks and put them together, man. You don't need a whole lot, you know. So Patrick Van Ewick. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome, man. Welcome. Glad you love the channel. I love doing this. I love the channel. I love the comments. I love interacting with people. I think it's good. Gets my juices flowing. Encourages me to go out. I mean, there are days when I don't really feel like getting out either. So you guys, I feed off of you guys too. You know. So yeah. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's I think that, you know, we need to use our bodies more because I think you solve a lot of issues, whether it's work issues or whatever. When I'm on the bike, it's like I think real clearly. It's not like I'm zoned out and I don't really know what's going on, but it's almost like I get ideas. You know, I get ideas about the channel. I get ideas, you know, like when I went for my ride, I had problems with the logo. And I went for my ride because I was on the phone with their support people and chatting. I was chatting, and the chat, I think, was in England. And then the phone guys was US. So two different messages. One guy told me, just wait and try it later. And then the US guy said, well, we haven't had anybody else give us problems. I said, well, maybe they're not using logos, or maybe their logos are not robust. And so I sent him the file. The customer service guy on the US side, I emailed him the file with my logo in SVG format. They don't take vector. Vector is like Adobe Illustrated format. And the reason they use vector for sublimation printing is that you can size it anyway and don't lose the detail. Okay. Well, they don't use vector, so they wanted you to convert it to SVG, which you can do online for free, which I did. So I sent him the SVG file. And yeah, it looked like you got 4 colors. 4 colors. I said, I got orange, black, and a white background. That's 3 to me. And then he said, well, I'm going to send it to our IT folks and see what they say. So once he decided to do that, I went back. I read their stuff. They said it couldn't handle gradient fills and so forth. So I decided while I was writing, I got the idea, why don't you just get rid of all the color in it and just load like a black and white file, like back in the day, black and white TV. And that worked. You'd think they would know that. So why his IT guys are still figuring it out? I've already solved the problem. So after this live feed, I will finalize the logo file. What I did is I took our original logo file, removed the color, saved it as another document, and then sent that, and it worked. I was able to load it up there. So now I'm going to clean up the lettering, sizing, and everything in black and white. Now, once you load it in black and white, you can if you put it on a red background, you can change it to white on their system now. The system can work with it now when you send them what I call a dumbed down version. So now we'll be able to put the logos all over. in different, because there are different colors all over the jersey, and flip the colors. It won't be just orange, you know. So I was like, okay, that's a plus. So the same logo, just different colorways depending on where it's located. And that's the stuff Paul and I need to work on. Once we're done, then I'll record my screen. I want you guys to see the whole process. It will be better than me getting a jersey, wearing it, putting a video in. I want you to see how it was built. I think you will like that. All right, so yeah, so we're designing our own, and it's gonna be cool. HVD is vector scalable graphic. Yes, that's exactly what it is, Andre. That's what the thing is for. Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't just take AI. You know, because AI is scalable as well. So they made you take, and the cool thing is that I didn't have to use the AI file to convert to the SVG, because the site I went to would take PNG, JPEG, whatever. And so I just grabbed one of the old ones. But once I did it, it still couldn't handle it. So yeah, you're right. All right, let's see. This is Patrick Van Ewick. He said, like you said before, it is always a good day to go cycling. You got that right. I finally got my wife cycling as well. Well, good for you. But also like to hammer the roads on my own. Yeah, when I used to ride with my wife, I would ride first, then we'll ride together where I would just spin, or I would ride with her on Friday when I was just taking it easy. She hasn't ridden in a long time. Her bike's sitting there. I always keep it ready whenever she's in the mood. But when we ride together, I put it in like 39, 25, whatever the smallest I have, and just spin with her, you know, and we go out and we spin, but not very often. She's not into it. I don't push it, because cycling is my thing. I don't want to push it. So whenever she's in the mood, we go. But yeah, but you're right. Sometimes you just want to ride by yourself. There's Robert again. Robert. The good old reliable Robert. Super chatter. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Somebody named called Jive Africa. Hey, stumbled over this channel a couple of weeks back and just can't get enough. Keep it up, and thank you from South Africa. My brother, I'm from West Africa originally, man, from Liberia. You are south of where I'm from. There's what's his name? There's a comedian I follow on Netflix. He's on. I think he's got a regular gig on the Comedy Channel or something. Trevor Noah, very funny guy. I like comedians that are funny without being obscene. That's talent. You should be able to be funny without all the cursing. And the guy he was born to be a comedian. I've been following a few of his stuff. Since he got over here, I went back and looked at some of the other programs he'd done, even in South Africa, when he had like a one-man comedian show. And he's just funny. Just naturally funny. He's just telling a story and everybody laughs. He's a real good guy. Shady Optics. On your long ride from last week, notice you only had one water bottle on board. How do you stay hydrated? I think you mean 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this last one that loaded, I had two. The one prior, I had one because it was cold. Okay? When it's cold like that, if I drink too much, we have to stop on every little corner, to pee. So when it's very cold, you don't need a whole lot of fluids, because during the week I drink, Shady Optics. I drink a lot. So I'm already fueled. My pee is always clear. So the morning of, I don't get too crazy with the water. I focus more on electrolytes. So we take one bottle that's 500 milliliters, and it'll last 3+ hours. And then we'll stop. If you watch the video, we stop at a store. Usually 3.5 hours to 4 hours we'll stop, because we're riding 7 on our long rides. In the summer now, we'll take 2 bottles, and then we'll stop every 2 hours. So yeah, in the cold, you don't need to drink as much, because your blood pressure will go up, and then you got to pee, because you don't sweat that much. So I have learned, for me, and Paul does the same thing. If it's below 10 C, I carry 1 bottle, and we have stopping points. So depending on how you're going, there may be a day where it's under 10C and I drink more, we'll just stop at a store and refill. So yeah, even though it's one bottle, if we need to, we stop and load up. Because we on the routes, we know where the stores are. So you always gauge it. Once you get below half, you find a stop. But we've been stopping around 4 hours on the very cold routes. Yeah, that one you're talking about, that was like a freezing day. That's the day we had problems with the camera, probably. It was cold. When it's cold like that, no. I eat more when it's cold because my energy, I need more energy. And eating actually warms you up, the digestion. So yeah. Yeah, you're not mistaken, but yeah. Just gauge it. You need to stop. It's not the number of bottles you carry that matters. What matters is you stop when you need to, and then you fill up your bottle. Whether you got one or two. With the guys that we ride with, it stops so much that a lot of times, if we have one bottle, we'll stop with them, and our bottle's still full because it stops so early. But yeah, this time of year, no problem there. Let's see. That's for springing forward and more ride time. Yeah, they're going to be messing with the time again, I believe. I think it's somewhere in March. I saw it on the calendar. I try to track those things here. Let's see. Daylight savings time on March 10th. Let's see. Today's the 6th. So that's this weekend. So Saturday, we're going to be moving our clocks an hour forward, which is cool for me because right now it's already getting daylight at 6, I believe 6:30, 6:30-ish, something like that. The sun comes up. So when they move it forward, the sun will be coming up at 5:30 in the morning. So that gives me the opportunity now to leave even earlier to get my K's in before my family gets up. So we have opportunities. So Paul and I will be talking about it because we'll need to leave early, maybe ride 2 hours, then meet Team RR. That's how you do it. And so when you get home, it's still early. So I'll be getting up at 4:30, get ready, roll out at 5:30, within reason. But that's what I get excited about when they mess with a time like that. Because now we can get 2 hours in, hook up with those guys, ride with them, and then come back, and then we'll be home at a decent hour. Our day would seem longer. And you end up going to bed at 9:30. By 9:30, I'm ready to go to bed on those days. Or sometimes in the afternoon, I'll take a nap, whatever my body feels like. So if I'm tired, I rest. I'm not shy about it. You have to listen to your body. So yes. Yeah, we need to get. Hey, Paul Ilonga, you and I need to talk after this because there's a guy coming. You missed out. You were here earlier. You were not here earlier. Marcus Chestnut sent me an email. He's planning on coming next week in the spring break. The kids are out. So I'm trying to get a day when maybe in the early afternoon we can hook up with him. I'm going to give him certain options. So you and I need to talk about that. Marcus Chestnut is a super legend. And when the super legends come to town, you got to meet them. These are like super fans. I appreciate all the fans, but anybody who's going to come down to the city here, we got to at least say hi. So I'm trying to find a bike shop where he can rent a bike from. But the Bike Barn looks like it's his only choice. I think they're the only one doing it. Nobody else seems to be doing bike rentals in the area. And I don't want to send him too far across town. So I told him I would shop around and send him an email. And I want to also let him know when we're available. So it'd be great for us to go for a short spin with him. And I don't know what Robert's schedule is, but maybe he can join us. I don't know. But we need to get with Robert on a Friday probably. We can just spin and chat. Robert rides a trike, guys. He is laid out. We saw it in his car. It's sweet. Yeah. Yeah, MREOP. Yeah, that's what I just talked about. It's Sunday, so I got to make a note to move the clocks forward. So that's cool. So Sunday, I'm going to get up early because Sunday, Paul can't ride. He has other commitments. So Sunday, I'm going to leave here at 5:30, ride 2 hours, pick up Team RR, so that by maybe 10 o'clock, I'll be home. That way I get home by the time my daughters always sleep in. By the time they're getting up. Sometimes they don't even know I've gone for a ride. So, Andre, yeah. She's into cycling too. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah. No, Robert, if you come on a Friday, Robert, it's not going to be a problem. On Fridays, we just spin the little gears and we'll just chat. And we'll take you on some of those back roads off of Augusta Pines. There's some neighborhoods back in there. Some of the older neighborhoods. Pretty area. A lot of beautiful areas out here. We don't ride fast all the time. We save that stuff for those maniacs. Look, I was like, yeah, no, I treat going fast like seasoning, just a dash. That's what I was talking about, that team with the jersey that says fast. That's a lot of pressure. You're out there to see fast. You got to be going fast. And somebody said they put slow on the back. Because that way, if you're not going fast and the person turns around from the back to see slow, that makes sense. Maybe they had slow in the back. They didn't show the back. But yeah, that's a lot of pressure. No, we don't ride fast very often. We save it for the groups. Yeah, and that's why, yeah, you don't want to be doing that too much. Even the pros, they save their fastest rides for what they call their objectives. Even during the grand tours, you'll see all the climbers early in the races. You can't see them; they're just in the draft. And then all of a sudden, there's a climbing, a hilly day, and then poof, they take off. Then they go back and they hibernate until the next time, maybe the time trial or something. That's the way you got to do it. The body only has so much. You can't just be going fast all the time. You'll be too tired. El Chicongur. I hope I got that right. Hello, Bill McCallis, our super legend. Welcome. El Chicongur says, what do you think about spoke tension? Do you retension your wheel? If you do, how much? I don't really check the tension on my spokes unless I'm building a wheel. I don't bother building. I know how to build wheels. I learned that a long time ago. It's very time intensive. And it's a specialized skill. But now with the factory wheels, as well as they're made, it's kind of becoming a lost art because the wheel builders cannot compete with those factory wheels. They just, So all I do to my bike is if there's a wobble, I made a video about it, just touch through. I make sure because when there's a wobble one way or the other, something has loosened. And I make sure I just touch through it to keep the tension in place, to keep the wheel straight. If you do that, your spokes will last a long time. If you just let them go to where you got all these waving movement, then your spoke tension is not balanced and you can break a spoke easier. So when you have a wobble, get it trued up. Get that one little spoke in that area touched up and you will extend the life of your wheel. You don't need to really worry about it so much. As when you're building a wheel, yeah, you want to balance the tension, but on the rear wheel, there's more tension on the drivetrain side versus the opposite side, But this is not something for the average person to do. It's a skill. Patrick Van Ewek, wish I lived closer. England would love to go out with you too on a ride. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to ride, man. I mean, I like riding. Let's see here. I just saw a message from MR. It said, "Why MREOPE 34 says, why are Moto Bicane road bikes so heavy, 26 pounds?" Yeah, well, that's actually back in the day. That's what the bikes weighed. The steel bikes were around 25 pounds, and the lighter ones are like 21 thereabouts. But nowadays, yeah, you've got bikes that are easily between 15, 17 pounds. 26 pounds is, yeah, somewhat heavy, but it's not a dog. I mean, I rode a 30-pound bike when I got into cycling. Motorbicane, not all their bikes are 26 pounds. There are different kinds of tubing. They have the single butted tubing. They have double butted tubing. They have straight tubing. So the tubing that is used to make the frame affects the weight, the feel. The butted tubing, they're lighter. There's more technology, and you pay more money. So depending on which Motorbicane bike you're getting, yeah, the weight will vary. But a 26-pound bicycle is not a dog. I mean, in today's world, yeah, the carbon bikes and so. The bike that guy brought for the fit, the Pinarello, when I weighed it, he was surprised, my show. His bike weighed 19 pounds. And, well, you know, it had the disc brakes on it, which is, the whole system's heavier. And then it's designed, it was more like a gravel / cross bike, you know, kind of thing, but then the suspension and so forth. It's not just the weight, though. But he was just surprised that it was 19. He sent me an email saying he doesn't feel it when he rides. Yeah, it's not just about the weight, unless you're doing a hill climb that you care about. So don't focus so much on that. But that's the reason they're heavy. It's the tubing that was used to make that particular bicycle you talking about. But it's not going to be every bike made by Motorbicane that will weigh 26 pounds. They're not all that. You have to find out, and I'm sure there are different price ranges. So as the prices go up, the bikes will be better, lighter. The components will be better, chances are, especially if it's a full bike being bought off the shelf. That's what controls the weight and the feel of the bike. But for the most part, you need to go for the feel, not so much just the weight. The double butted tubings and the other fancy tubings, they're more responsive. But if you're just buying a bike to ride around, I mean, you can get a single butted tubing, it'll be fine. But that's why they weigh that. But they're good bikes and they have great value. Motorbicane is embarrassing the other people and letting them know why a bicycle costing 14 grand, 13 grand. They're just bicycles. Motorbicane bikes are nowhere near those prices. You know, somebody made a video about them, and it was just such a long video, but he covered just everything, how we're being ripped off with all this stuff. It's just a bicycle. You know, you can get a reasonable bike, $600-800 for Motorbicane, and you can be very competitive in a group ride. You know, unless you start climbing long mountains and stuff like that. So you don't need to spend a whole lot. And I like that. I like to introduce that. We need more people riding bikes. We don't need it too expensive where people can't get into it. So yeah, so no, they make good bikes. Don't worry about the weight so much. Get on in and see how it feels. Because once the bike gets rolling, my Colnago weighs 21 with my water bottle on there. All these other guys are riding 17-pound bikes, whatever. I don't have any problems riding with them. So I don't worry about it. It's just, you know, it's just something that you don't need to focus on too much. You're not competing at the top levels to where you're worried about your competitors. Just get a bike that works for your budget and you'll be happy. Let's see here. Mirage 6. Okay, so he gave the model. Yeah. Yeah, they have different models. So depending on what your price range is, yeah, you can, you know, they try to keep it simple. Even the crank arm. You know, that's the thing. You know, the wheels is part of the weight, and then the components as well. Yeah. Yeah, El Chikungo says he was getting on these tools to check the tension. My bike came with real crappy wheels, but after retensioning, they feel better. I retention keeping the balance by ear. Yeah, you know, and the best upgrade you can make to a bicycle is a nice set of wheels. So you can ride those wheels that are on there and maybe get yourself a nicer set of wheels for if you're going to do group rides, and on the weekend, you just switch it out. You know, I have different wheels that I train on and different wheels for the rides I care about. It's always good to have that so you have a perfect, let's say, a set of wheels in good condition at all times. Noah Sanchez says, I'm back. Well, welcome back. Jason Hinton, have you ever used knit shoe covers? What temperature ranges can you use them? Yeah, I have them all the time. They're kind of a pain to get on. I call them over socks. I think that's what you're talking about. They're harder to get on than the ones that have zippers, but I personally cover my shoes anytime the temperature is 10°C or lower, especially if the wind is blowing from the north. Because we do have days here where it's 10°C and the wind is blowing from the south. I don't cover my shoes because that temperature is misleading. It might say 10°C, but it'll feel like 18 when the wind comes off the Gulf. The Gulf is where our warm air is south. The warm air comes from. So that does play a factor. That's why I walk outside. every day I ride before I go. And it's just a routine. And I'm doing something I'll talk about, a day in the life of Veloharmony. I take my girls to school every morning. That's my outside time. I walk outside, see what the weather's doing. Even though I've looked at the temperature, I want to feel like temperature. Then that determines how I nail down what I'm going to wear. But I hate my feet being cold. And when you're dressed right, you can stay out there longer. That's why we ride 7 hours. Because we're dressed right. We're not trying to be cute. You know? The people who are trying to be cute, they got to come back home. They're cold. You see the guys at the light? They're cold. You don't know. I wear the stuff. I try not to carry too much stuff. That's why I go outside. Because if you overdress, then you got to peel off and put it in your pockets. So that's the thing. Sometimes you can't avoid that. Sometimes it's cold in the morning, and then by 9 o'clock it's hot. I don't want to be cold for 2 hours, so I wear stuff that I plan to take off. And sometimes you can slip it under the jersey or in your pocket, whatever. You do what you got to do. But yeah, don't play with the weather. Your body needs to be in its temperature range that it likes so you can perform. That's what matters. So put the time into it and you will benefit from it. So where is Mo? What do you mean, where is Mo? You talking about Maurizio Topini? Yeah, Mo and I don't hang out. We don't hang out with Mo. Mo lives in the area. Mo is about 40 minutes by bicycle from where we live. He lives in the Woodlands area, Woodlands, Texas. He rides, often, every time, and we'll see him sometime during the week when I go out. But yeah, Mo's at home. Mo works from home, so he manages his schedule to where he can sneak out sometimes lunchtime, or he can sneak out after 4. Those are the 2 times I see that he's out there. A lot of people think, oh, you work from home, it's easy. It's actually harder. My challenge with working out of the house most of the time is that sometimes I work too much, and my wife has to say, you need to stop now, because I'll be working. I'll get onto something because I'm very cerebral. I'll get onto something I'm researching or reading, like this stuff with the Rafa Custom. I didn't plan on working on it today. It wasn't in my plan. So I moved some other stuff on the schedule to do that, but it needed to be done. So you have to really be disciplined to know when to stop, because you work harder, especially when you're your own boss. In other words, you're driven. You don't need somebody to drive you. You end up doing too much all the time, and then you lose out on other stuff. So sometimes you have to stop and back off. It's harder working from home, even when you work with other people, because you really have to manage your time. A lot of times you have meetings and other things you got to schedule properly. So yeah, Mo's around. He's out there. He's fine. Mo posted that it was cold and wet. I think it was last week. His title for his ride on Strava was "Cold and Wet." We were out there, so we laughed about it. Yeah, he's here. We'll ride with him from time to time. We'll go and join his group, and then a lot of times both of the groups will merge. You'll get to see Mo. Don't worry. We'll get to ride with Mo. Mo's just a breath of fresh air. Yeah, Andre. Yeah. I mean, I really have to watch that. I have to. What I do is I have to manage the hours I put in. So, for example, I drop off my daughters. By 8 o'clock, they're at the school. So I come and I'm between 8. I get back like 8:07, whatever. From 8:07 to 8:30, I get something to eat. Then I start my workday at 8:30. So I have to make sure that I'm putting in reasonable hours, not excessive. Because there are times when I've had to do excessive hours, like when I was setting up the website. There was a lot involved. It's like project-driven stuff. But on a normal basis, I try to do the hours and I schedule tasks that I need to address. You have to do that so you get things done timely. But then you have to know that you have to take lunch. So what I do is I take my lunch with me on the ride. So I eat lunch on the bike. I just take, granola bars, whatever, and I eat while I'm riding. So I get to ride. Instead of sitting and eating for an hour, I can be riding for an hour and just throw food down there. So I use that time. And then I come back, but then I have to stop, pick up the girls. So that's 30 minutes. So I try to work that back in. So it's kind of, it's good. I mean, it's fun. I like it. I get a lot done. But yeah, you do have to watch that. because, you know, on the weekends, Saturday after the ride, I'm synchronizing the film because I need to sync the data to the frames and then kick it off, and then I leave. So once I kick it off, I turn the computer to sleep so you can run in the background and go hang out, do other things. You have to do that. So it's not a 9 to 5, and I like that. But the thing is you can be up 2 in the morning working on something, and then it throws your sleep off. So you really have to watch it. I really been there, done that. It's fun. Let's see here. Oh, you want to be on Patreon? That's weird. I'm sure. Oh, it doesn't show on here. Yeah, here's the link for Patreon. It's it'll make it easy for you. Let me just give you the link. Let's see here. Oh, you want to be a super legend, man? All the super legends. I'm telling you, you guys. My 7-year-old asked, "What's a super legend?" So I had to explain to her. She said, "What's super about them?" I said, "It's super that they're helping your daddy's channel." She just looked at me like, super to her means superpowers because they're watching Henry Danger and the Thundermans. There's a superhero on Disney that he's in his living room and he flies through the ceiling and puts a hole in his living room. I thought he can't be very smart. He needs to open the door and go outside. He's putting a hole in the ceiling every time he flies out. And every time he flies out, he makes a different hole. He's going to be a broke superhero called the Thundermans on Disney. So my wife's like, "You ain't got nothing better to do, sit around here and discuss logic with these kids like they made the show." No, I want them to challenge the logic of the show. You can't just sit there and watch the guy. Yeah, it is in the description, Andre. He just didn't see it. That's cool. Yeah, but yeah, so, you know, it's like you're watching a program where the superhero, every time something happens, he flies through the roof of his house, puts a hole in it. Then the next time something happens, he flies and makes another hole. So I asked him, I said, he can't be very smart because, first of all, he shouldn't have made the first hole. Then second of all, he should have flown through the same hole the second time to go save whatever the day. And my 9-year-old looks at me like, "Yeah, I guess." Yeah, I give some work to the builders. It's the Thundermans. It's a Disney show, and the kids love it. And so I just challenged them, and then they're like, "Yeah, that makes sense." He could have just, I said, "Yeah, he could have walked outside and flown. You know, instead of putting a hole in there the first one, but then it's bad enough, then he puts a new hole." Every time he gets a call. So then I asked them, "When do the holes get fixed?" "Oh, we don't know. They just start a new episode and he does a new hole." I was like, "Oh, that show's not real." I'm sure Disney's not too happy. I'm messing with their viewers. Yeah, they're into, they're 7 and 9 watching the teenage programs now. It's called Teen Nick or something. iCarly, these old shows that my 19-year-old used to watch when she was little. I told him, I said, "These are not new. These are just reruns." I said, "This lady's probably grown up now." You know, she's not, and they don't get that. They think it's just, he needs to get a fit done. Huh? Yeah, I don't know what it is. The Thundermans, and then another guy called Henry Danger, some kid. But that's the stuff they're into, and you know, I try not to get them to watch too much television, so they have a period of time they can watch television. Then, you know, they do their homework first, and then watch that. And then they gotta read because the school does a lot of reading stuff, and you have to have them read 20 minutes every day at home. They have books that they check out from the library, so we have structure to where they can do this much TV. Then you got to do this, and you got to do that, and then but then you got to monitor that. You know, so before I started the live feed, we did the homework first, and then I prepared their meal so they can heat it up in the microwave and eat while the live feed is going on. And after their dinner, then they'll get to read. You know, so you have to be on top of that. So those are all the things you have to juggle, but it's fun. I'm glad that I'm able to see them grow because when I used to travel, leave on Monday, come back on Thursday, it looked like they've aged. The 19-year-old, it's like every week she just looked older every time I would get back. So this is so much more fun. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's the link, man. Sign up at a tier level that works for you. And there are certain perks over there. We're going to be, I think, let's see, next week we have our drawing for the patron of the month, or for the goodies here. And down the road, what we'll probably do is we're going to get maybe some of the team jersey down the road, depending on how it comes out, for some of these drawings. But I'm excited. So Paul and I got to get our schedule together so we can finalize this bad boy. It's going to be sweet. I love new stuff. I love new kit. It's like a kid in a candy store. Yeah, nothing like new kit, man. Get out there. Even when you're feeling slow, you just have a new kit on. It doesn't matter. It deals with everything. If I get dropped and I'm looking good, I don't care. So yeah, I look good. I got dropped, but I look good. That's what that guy was telling Paul. What's his name? Will. Wolf was telling Paul that day. He said, "Man, you look good. At least you look good." You know, when they were shepherding him through the forest. And I was like, "Yeah, you got to look the part, man. You got to look the business." That's the way to do it. So we're getting it. This is great for the channel here. We're getting a new kid, and it's going to be great. We've got a lot of interest. So I will get the website updated. I'm hoping as soon as Paul and I can finalize everything, I will just get the skeleton thing built. And so we can get everything loaded, the pictures and stuff like that. But I want to definitely do the premiere. So it's cool. They're still loading stuff. Rafa brought this stuff out today. They're still making some changes. I can see it looks really good. So it's going to be exciting. So thanks, Robert. Yeah, man, I enjoy hanging out with the kids. I think it's cool. I think it's the women used to be tasked with that, but I think that it's kind of cool. They get a different perspective. So when mom comes home, she deals with them, and I hear them telling them all, "That's not the way dad does it." And she'll tell her, "I don't care." Then they'll come to me. "Mom wants to do it this way. This is not the way we do it." And so mom and I have to go in my office and have a discussion away from them and come up with a plan. You know, everybody, because you show them one way and they get used to that. They don't like somebody to change their routine. You know, but they spend more time with me because mom's on 12-hour shifts. So as a nurse, she doesn't have the flexible schedule I do. So they come to me for everything. They come, you know, because I'm always around, you know. Missy P. Welcome, Missy. I'm glad the videos are helping you. Missy, there's another lady here. I think I've identified 2 or 3 ladies that are on the channel. Missy, I don't know if you heard, but we've got a custom kit we're designing. We're going to be going with Rafa. I will be loading the ladies' stylings on the website, veloharmony.com. I will do a premiere of them. But just in case, we have 5 women that want a garment. Every 5 orders will order the stuff. So since you're here, I know there's another lady called Sarah that comes by. And I'm sure we have some other women. I know we've got Runki Awe in New York as one of our super legends. So we get enough, you know, we have a small percentage of women that watch the channel. Hopefully it will grow. Yeah. Jeffrey David, I miss those days. We'll have an empty nest in 2 years. Yeah, they'll grow up, get their own place. That's cool. We got a guy across the street, the judge is trying to sell his house because his kids are all in college now. He said the house is too big for him. So, but, you know, he's asking for too much money, so it's just sitting on the market. He wants to capitalize on the elevator and all the crap he put in there. Like, that was you, buddy. Nobody's going to pay for that. You got a 2-story house with an elevator. Like, I don't know. So, the spring classes have started. Any favorite for the Paris-Roubaix? I don't know, man. You got to have one of the hard men. Maybe Terpstra. Or maybe the guy who won the one when he hurt himself, that Australian guy. I keep forgetting his name. You need somebody with a big engine, a big guy. Paris-Roubaix, you need horsepower. The little guys can't handle that because it's not for climbers. Those cobblestones wear you down. You got to be in a big gear most of the day for stability. The big, strong, all-around riders are the guy like Terpstra and what's this guy, Luke Rowe, all these guys that, you know, that always sitting at the front pulling their teams. Those are the guys. And then, of course, the sprinter that hurt his hand in, I think it was in Spain, where his team was hit by this lady that went across the road. Oh, what's his name? Man, he's a strong rider too. I forgot his name. Man, all these guys. I think he's a German rider. No, Missy, we're not doing shorts. Just the tops. And we'll design them to where they work with black, whatever shorts you wear. Triathlon shorts, that's fine. Just as long as they're black, they'll go with it. I can't wear the diaper shorts. I have to wear triathlon shorts. Diaper shorts. I never heard them refer to that. Those chamois saves us. Yeah, you wear them with black triathlon shorts. That's fine. We're just designing the tops so everybody. No, I don't ask people to like the videos, because if they like the video, they will click on it. The reason I don't bother liking it, I don't fall for all that stuff that YouTube puts on there. Like the thumbs down. That's another useless thing. They don't use it for anything. YouTube does not care about all this stuff. They just want eyeballs on these ads. That's how they make their money. You know, I did the Creator Academy and all that stuff, and I asked them. They don't care about all that. I don't bother. Quality counts. You know, if the stuff is good and somebody's looking for it, they'll find it. Before this channel was out there, I used to go on YouTube and I was frustrated with all the crap they had out there. Paul Ilonga sent me a video about something about Shimano, some teaching video from Shimano. The guy spent most of the video not even talking about what he was supposed to be talking about. It was a complete waste of time. So the people who are seeking information, they will find this channel. Nobody needs to click on like and all of that again. I don't want more people. I want quality people on this channel. I want subscribers that are seeking knowledge. There's a lot of people out there just running around subscribing, don't even watch the videos. What's the point? If you're going to subscribe to a channel, you need to watch the video. If you're not going to watch it, why you bother? So no, I don't bother with that. A lot of people have come here and asked people to like the video. I don't care about all that. We have a lot of supporters here that support the channel so that we can continue to provide quality content. We put a lot of hours into that group ride. I'm talking 16 plus hours just to get that thing out. And the reason the quality is high is because we have people that go to Patreon and support us so we can divest our time from other activities to do this. So I don't worry about YouTube. You know, you have to get millions of views to make any money from YouTube. It's like, you know, so no, we cater to the viewers, the subscribers on here, but our super legends, that's why we call them super legends. And we call the other people legends because you are legends because you're seeking knowledge. Because not everybody does. The average person doesn't want to know. I mean, look around you. They don't have a clue. They're just existing. They don't know the rules. They don't want to find out. You're here finding out. There's a lot of people who ride bikes for years, don't know a lot of this stuff that's on this channel. And I've talked about it a lot. We see it all the time. So no, I don't worry about that. I don't need anybody clicking like if they don't like. The benefit of clicking like on YouTube, as far as I see it, is it puts it in a playlist of your liked videos. So you can go back and easily watch or find a video. Let's say you get a notification that Veloharmony put out this video and you can't watch it right now. You click like. It stores it on a playlist, so when you have time to watch it, you go watch it. That's it. Other than that, it doesn't mean anything. YouTube's not looking at any of that stuff. What YouTube's looking at is the quality of your content and what they call watch time. That's what's in the analytics. So when I went through the Creator Academy, they walked us through the metrics of what matters on YouTube. Watch time. What they care about is how much time are people looking at your videos? Not that they're clicking. If you notice, and it's not just directed at you. No, I'm doing it for everybody. If you notice, I'm saying all all the thumbnails on this channel is exactly what's in the video. There's no, I don't believe in clickbait. That's just useless. So I make the titles very specific. So if you don't want that information, don't click on it. It's very specific. That's the reason I do it that way. It's kind of like you go to the library and the title of the book tells you what's in it. So if that's not what you're looking for, you go to the next one. You look at a Durian Ryder, for example. All his videos got the worst thumbnails. He's got women, pictures of out of his girlfriend or somebody on some of the videos wearing a bikini. What the hell's that got to do with cycling? You know, so you're going to attract, you know, a certain kind of people when you do that. You know, it's the same thing. Like I grew up in a family where 2 boys and 3 girls, and my mother used to tell my sisters, the way you dress will attract the kind of man. So if you dress cheaply, you're going to attract scum. So you need to dress properly so you can attract a proper man. I'm using that as an example. So that's why I make my thumbnails very specific. I don't care about the quantity of people. I'm looking for quality on this channel. That's what matters. So yeah, so people who are looking for information, they'll find it. You know, there's a saying that you don't need a commercial for something that you need. I mean, if you need something, you don't need a commercial for that. The stuff on a commercial that attracts you is stuff you don't need. And when you need something, you seek it out. You know, necessity, the creator of all inventions. I think that's a phrase out there. So yeah. Tom Dumoulin. Chris Williamson says his favorite is Tom Peter Sagan. Yeah, I don't know if Tom can win Paris-Roubaix. He's gotten so light now that you need some really strong boards for the flats. That Paris-Roubaix there's wind, and if it rains, it's muddy. The cobblestone, that stuff. There was a joke years ago, and the old school guy said after Paris-Roubaix, he was still shaking in the shower. They rode over so many cobbles. He was in the shower at the end of the race shaking. You know, that stuff beats you up. So that's a hard race. You're welcome, Noah. I appreciate that input. I just wanted to explain to you, you're not the first that have mentioned that. I don't worry about that stuff. I build quality. Paulie Longa put it this way. He said, build it and they will come. When I started the channel 2 years ago, I was guaranteed one view all the time. It was Paul. And he said, build it, they will come. And they've come. It will take care of itself. Don't worry about it. There's no other channel like this channel because they're too focused on what other people are doing and trying to copy them. I'm just doing what is real and truthful about cycling to help people cycle better, safer, longer, whatever. Information. Information is power. Information, man. That's it. That's all it's about. There's a lot of people that don't want to make the time to receive the information. It's kind of like they're thirsty. You take them to the river to drink, and they don't have time to drink. You know, that's it. So no, don't worry about it. It's getting there. We're hitting 10,000 now. We'll have a celebration for that. Yeah, Sagan. Yeah, that would suit a guy like Peter Sagan and like Flanders and all those kind of races. Yeah, the hard men. Noah says cyclists are very tight-lipped about the info they gain during life. I have learned so much from your videos, and I've been writing for years and commuting for years. Yeah, Noah, that's what we get from the people who sign up on Patreon. That's why they sign up on Patreon. They're blown away that contrary to the average rider who will see you do something wrong and snub their nose at you, we've chosen to give the information. That's why we have people that sign up on Patreon. That's the reason. So it's kind of like counterproductive to see somebody doing something wrong, not say anything, then want to look down at them. What is that? That doesn't make any sense. And not all cyclists are tight-lipped. It's just that not everybody receives that information the same way. So a lot of riders may be hesitant. There are some of them that don't want to share. but those are people that are insecure, because I've always believed, just like when you go to school, all of you can sit in the classroom, you have the same textbook, same lecture. Some people make F, some people make A. Now, where does that come from? Is the application. Okay? We can tell you till we're blue in the face. You still got to ride your bike. And then through this channel, we have a lot of people that have taken it to the next level. They sign up for coaching because they want to get there quicker. There's a guy named Charles Presley. He signed up for coaching like 2 weeks ago. And the first week, I sent him the workout because he told me, people sign up, they tell me what their goals are. And I gave him his workout for him. And in 1 week, he said he'd been trying to achieve this goal. He sent me a text this morning, all excited, yesterday, all excited, saying that he'd been trying to achieve a goal for years. And in a week, he got there. I said, yeah, because you have focus. I said, that's what the pros have. They have focus instead of just riding around. That's the big difference. So yeah, you have to know. You can come and watch all the videos on here. You still have to know how to apply it and all of that. So the videos are very helpful up to a point, but you still got to get out there and apply what you see. That's the reason why I put a lot of emphasis on the group rides, because regardless of what I say in the narration, you can still pick up your own cues by watching. So the people who watch it closely, that's why I watch it multiple times. I want to see different things that's going on. You know, when I raced, nobody filmed. So this is nice to see what's going on. You know, could I have done that differently? What went on here? What the, you know? And so it's like when Jerry and I rode up that hill, I went back and looked at the thing. I was doing 105 RPM. I'm like, I probably should have done 95 or something. You know, maybe, you know, a slightly larger gear. So the next time I'll probably try that, see if that worked better. I don't know. I mean, I felt fine, but I always want to do things differently because it might be better. So that's what it's about. That's why I love this. It's like I'm learning too. I learn from the people I coach. I learn from the people I fit. You know, so this channel has been good for my bike fit business, to where now I don't have to be on an airplane every week doing IT work. I can spend more time doing fits and other things as they come in. The fit, it doesn't come all the time, but when it comes, there's like a rush, and then you get all these things that you have to schedule. So it's a labor of love, but it's building a brand for the business Veloharmony. Without the channel, there are people who would not, you know, nobody would drive 900 miles to come here for a fit if it weren't for this channel. That's what my show did. He drove from Florida to come here for a bike fit because he was tired of messing with the guys in Florida that were treating him like he was disturbing them. This is somebody with a wallet in his hand to spend money, and he felt like they were treating him like he was disturbing them. Go figure. But they're still running a business somehow. So, you know, I don't get that. So it's kind of like the bike game is very complex, and you learn a lot because there's so much to learn about riding. Yep. It's always this. It's very complicated, and training is a science. That's why I say we don't ride, we train. We work on different things all the time. Yeah. So, I mean, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up there. But I want to thank you, Noah. You meant well by your comment. I did not, I want you to know I did not take it the wrong way. I just want you to know that here we're focused on quality, the content, the people, all of that. Quality, man. It's like we tried to keep the community on the channel, the comments and all of that. YouTube has these tools that filter. If you notice, I don't use curse words in the video. This is how I talk all the time, so it's not a problem. But that's the reason. It's a family channel for you and everybody in your family. So, you know, you guys have a great night. Chris, I'm glad you could come. Thanks for recommending that we look at Rafa. You and many other riders. I'm thrilled. I like what they're doing. It's so much more robust. So more to come. More to come. We're going to be working on this custom stuff for the rest of the week. I'm going to hook up with my right arm, my main man, Paulie Lunga, so he can finalize everything so we can get this stuff going, man. We got some awesome stuff to do on this channel. You guys, keep those Ks coming in and keep those doctors fired. That's the phrase I want to put on that jersey somewhere. Keep the doctors fired. I don't know where we're going to put it, but we already got keep getting your K's. Whatever the phrase is, I already put that in there. So yeah, we got to do it. Make that jersey to wear it. If you haven't been here, you're not gonna be a part of the club. Yeah. And who is that? DB? That's okay, man. We'll hook up with you. You can always watch the replay. We're done. It's right at the 2-hour mark. We're wrapping up, and we will be back. You guys be safe out there and keep getting those K's in. Missy P, good to have you here today.